So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 4 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I wanted to cover today includes Wolverine PlayStation 5 news, a new Uncharted game is seemingly in the works for PlayStation 5, a huge exciting leak popped up in regards to backwards compatibility on PlayStation 5, and God of War Ragnarok gets an official update. First, yes or no, do you see God of War Ragnarok releasing this year or not? We're going to talk about this in a sec, but the discussion has come up several times now, and more so this past week. Before we get to the story, I want to know if you think God of War Ragnarok is coming this year or not. So comment below, yes or no, if you think God of War Ragnarok is coming this year or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, God of War Ragnarok update. So this past week, everyone was pretty much waiting on something to happen for God of War Ragnarok on the 4th anniversary of God of War 2018, which was this past Wednesday, 4/20. But alas, we didn't get anything really. We had Cory Barlog come on camera to inform us that they are just heads down working on the final stretch of the game, and the second they are ready to show something, they'll show it because they obviously want to show off this game. This had people, including myself, kind of worried about the game releasing this year, considering we're about to enter May and we don't even have a release date as of yet. This was calmed down once again by the Sony Santa Monica dev team. We had Bruno Velasquez, animation director, once again come to inform the public that this game is still coming out this year, stating simply, Ragnarok is coming this year. I personally hope that is the case, and it's going to be interesting to see why they've been quiet for so long, considering the last time they showed the game was in September, meaning the next time they could show it would be this summer, which would be about more than 8 to 9 months since the last time we saw the game, which could indicate improvements in all aspects are set to be shown. I'm really excited to see the game, obviously, that I've just been recently watching reaction videos to God of War 2018 getting revealed, rewatching the God of War Ragnarok reveal, the reactions to that, and the God of War Raising Kratos documentary. So that's been pretty much my hype situation recently. Now, diving into the second story of the video, a new Uncharted game. Reading from VGC, a newly appointed recruiter at Naughty Dog has seemingly hinted that Sony is planning future Uncharted releases. On Tuesday, Christina Marie Drake McBrearty, hopefully I said that correctly, announced on LinkedIn that she has joined the studio this month as a primary recruiter. In her post, McBrearty said she is scouting for talent at every level, and it's special being able to build future teams for not only new titles, but for the legacy of Uncharted. Now, for me, I've already said Uncharted is Nathan Drake and Sully going on their adventures, and considering the success of the recent movie, I would expect this game to maybe be a reboot of the franchise if it actually happens. Instead of Drake in his 30s through Uncharted 1 to 4, we start with Drake in his 20s. Sully, Drake, and Chloe have all mentioned previous adventures they've been on, and realistically, we could have a whole trilogy with Drake in his 20s just like Drake in his 30s. I personally hope that these games follow their own stories and not try to line up with the movies, but be their own thing. But you guys let me know if you're excited for more Uncharted or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the third story of the video, Wolverine PlayStation 5 news. So Wolverine has barely gotten any new news or attention since it was revealed last year in September, which makes sense. That was just about 7 months ago. The team working on the game has some of the same people that worked on Miles Morales, and by November this year, it would be 2 years since Miles Morales released on the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. It seems like the team is keeping solid pace with development when it comes to Wolverine, according to the latest news. Reading from Push Square, Mike Yosh, a lead animator at the Burbank developer, whose resume confirms he's working on the upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusive Wolverine, took a photograph of a motion capture stage with the caption, so peaceful and quiet, it will not be like this for long. Yash previously worked on cinematics for Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, among others, and so would likely be present at motion capture sessions. Of course, these could be test shoots for prototype purposes. We got the impression Marvel's Wolverine was barely out of the concept phase when it was announced by Sony last year, so don't go expecting this title anytime soon. So for the time being, it seems like people are locking this game in for 2024, but we'll have to see on that end if they can hit that mark. But yes, by that time it would be about 4 years since Miles Morales released, which is a good chunk of time for sure. The only reason I might give this game a bit more space is because it's a new game completely compared to something like Spider-Man 2, which already has a ground basis with Miles Morales and the original Spider-Man on PS4, compared to Wolverine, which is a completely different game, different concept, but probably of course using the same engine. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully we get to witness more of this game in the near future. And now diving into the final story of the video, a big leak for backwards compatibility on PlayStation 5. Reading from Gamatsu, the Game Rating and Administration Committee of Korea has rated Siphon Filter 1, 2, Dark Mirror, and Siphon Filter Logan's Shadow for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Siphon Filter originally launched for PlayStation on February 17th, 1999, followed by Siphon Filter 2 on March 14th, 2000. Siphon Filter Dark Mirror originally launched for PSP on March 14th, 2006, followed by Siphon Filter Logan's Shadow on October 2nd, 2007. The only two games in the series that were not rated are Siphon Filter 3, originally released for PlayStation on November 6, 2001, and Siphon Filter Omega Strain, originally released for PlayStation 2 on May 4th, 2004. The titles will likely be offered as part of the PlayStation Plus Premium tier, set to launch in June, which includes access to a catalog of beloved classic games from the original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, and PSP generations. So, for me, I wasn't 100% sure on how Sony was going to go about bringing these games back, but it seems similar to the PS2 Classics approach, at least for these games here, which could be both positive and negative. Positive in that these games could probably be sold separately on the store, which some of us guessed, and include trophies. But the negative side is it could slow the process of bringing more games to the platform if they have to include trophies and all that good stuff from the PlayStation 2 Classics program onto these games as well. The more interesting part here is that there are specific PlayStation 5 versions of these games. Why is that the case, considering PlayStation 5 can play PlayStation 4 games? Why do these games specifically need PlayStation 5 versions? Of course, my mind is running to DualSense, but that might be unlikely for a PlayStation 1 or PlayStation Portable or PlayStation 2 game. But, that's where my mind goes. Regardless, this has me intrigued and excited to see how these games play on PlayStation 5 specifically, and is Sony actually going to bring trophies to each of these games? I personally hope not, only if it's going to slow the process down to bring more games to the service and to the platform. In the end, when games get rated, we're usually 1 to 3 months out from release, which makes sense since PlayStation Plus Premium drops in June, less than 2 months from now. But you guys let me know if you're excited by classic games potentially having trophy support or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps. To subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "Bring on the classics." Obviously, this is in reference to those classic siphon filtered games coming to PlayStation 5. And if you're excited for more to come, destroy the comment section with "Bring on the classics." And I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.